You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate.
2, 1, and we are
We're nice now.
recording.
Welcome.
I'm with my sexual life partner, Frank. Frank.
No.
Frank.
Hey.
Look, you're on a roll. You're on a podcast
how you
roll.
doing?
Did you make some kind of like resolution or something like that?
I don't know where you get
Do you
this
have
idea
cancer?
from.
Like, what's going on here?
I'm just trying to make you happy, Steve, right? Just trying to make you
You're
happy.
reaching out to me about the podcast before I'm even thinking about you.
Yeah, I know, because otherwise you'll pester me. Like, I'm cutting it off at the pass here, mate.
Yeah.
I'm like...
He's like, hey, you want to record tomorrow? It was kind of hot.
Well, that's because I wanted... Because it's a long weekend, I
Yeah.
can have all of Monday off without you pestering me in the morning. Like, if I get all my shit done today, I haven't got to worry about it tomorrow. I can stay in bed.
Your job.
Yeah. Yet to make any money off this fucking thing.
You're the only person that can take something amazingly fun and
Yeah.
make it a job.
Oh, yeah?
If I put a time on it, it becomes a thing for you, isn't it?
Variety is the spice of life, Steve.
It's like, hey, do you want to play Monopoly? Yeah.
I want to
Okay,
do
at
things for a
6.
limited amount of time.
Whoa, at 6? Like at 6 o'clock?
I just don't want to do things forever. You know, there's a new thing coming. You can't. Well, what's happening next week? Who knows? It's exciting.
Is your life that
Yeah, of course.
spontaneous?
I hope so. I hope so. It feels it.
It's not.
I hope it feels it. Anyway, welcome to the 81st episode.
81st episode.
Stick that. How's that for
What
consistency?
do you think the 100th episode's going to look like?
I don't care about these things. Maybe that's linked to me not having any
Where's your
longevity.
heart?
I don't care.
You're having a
Don't
kid.
care. Yeah, I'll care about
Your
that.
kid's going to be like, I'm 20, and you're going to be like, who cares?
Well, he'll care. He'll care. You know.
I can see.
I will love that he loves it. You know. I won't care.
Should we talk about some rugby
Bet had.
on a rugby podcast?
Well, the rugby team that I coach is in the playoffs as well. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
the boys.
Yeah.
The boys are back in town.
Third division. But, you know, still. Yeah.
You,
So, that's on my
I
radar.
would say this.
Yeah.
To give credit, we're one of the smaller clubs.
I would say the
The smallest club.
Yeah, I would say so.
So we're the smallest club,
Yeah.
and all those other teams stack their bottom div.
Yeah. Like every other rugby club in the world. But in
When it
our...
comes to playoffs, they're automatically having these magical
Yeah.
dispensations.
Yeah.
Oh, can we play these 9 players?
Yeah, please.
Like, these clubs fucking all do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The richer clubs fucking pay players.
They do. Yeah. Although it's almost like a dirty word to say that. And it's like, well, everyone knows.
If you guys don't know this,
Yeah.
in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada,
And everywhere else in the world.
yes, but like in such a random spot, beer
Yeah.
league rugby,
Mm.
clubs will pay foreign players to play on their teams.
Yeah.
This is the only sport I can think of in North America where
Yeah.
this kind of thing happens.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's maybe kind of like to have mercenaries in sports. Like I can't even think of. I bet you anything. There's not. I think the reason why this happens in rugby here, even here, in such a small rugby community, is because of how small it is. So I think if you had a soccer team, there's lots of people grew up playing soccer. There's lots of people
Yeah.
from other countries that grew up playing soccer. There's the player pool is there.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, the player pool for rugby is so small.
Yeah.
The talent pool is so small.
Yeah.
And to get people just to play the sport is really hard.
Yeah.
That you have to, if you want to win and be competitive, you got to like outsource almost.
Yeah. That's
But
one
the thing-
reason.
but the whole idea of outsourcing to win a beer league championship
Yeah.
is kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's another reason. The club has money to spend. Like, clubs are unusual in this sport because a club is a community centre as much as it is a sports team.
Yes.
Like, if I have a soccer team in Canada, we're not doing a quiz night. We might,
Yeah.
but we don't have a clubhouse to do it in. We don't have the bar stocking or a banquet or any other social event to the same degree. And another reason is, if I need a prop on a Saturday, and as you said, there's a small player pool already, I can't ask my fullback to suddenly switch to prop, right?
Yes.
Every position is specialist.
Yeah, and you can't like here. There's like what 6 rugby teams in the city.
7, but yeah.
7.
Yeah, 7 clubs, yeah.
7 clubs.
Yeah.
When you go to, like, if you look at soccer or hockey, you're in the hundreds.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of clubs.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I would say each of those hockey clubs has less heart than one of our small rugby clubs.
it's true.
It is true, though, isn't it? I mean, I say it jokingly,
When
but
they
it is
talk
true.
about like how their teams are run and what they do, like they just show up and play a game
in a suit,
and it's
then they go home.
Yeah, they just show up and play and leave. There's no club, there's no family, you know.
No, there isn't.
No.
It's very utilitarian, isn't it?
It's a completely like
very consumerist attitude. Go and play my thing, leave.
So when I bring like someone outside of the rugby community to a game and they experience the whole thing, they're kind of blown away.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like, holy shit, there's a lot more to this.
Yeah. One of the cringy things about rugby is people talk about, oh, rugby values, don't boo the kicker. That's kind of dying, and a little bit part of me is glad it is. But one thing I always tell people is rugby is a cult. And you're right. You'll bring someone to rugby and they'll stay for the beers after. They'll come to a social event or two and they'll be like, this is so much fun. And it's actually a weakness because
Little
sometimes
do they know.
you'll get a guy and he's quite shit, but he loves the environment so much. He stays around. You're like, oh, I wish you'd fuck off. Like, you're awful. But, you know, that's rugby, innit? It is true that you can go anywhere in the world, walk into the rugby club and people will welcome you. And I do genuinely like that about rugby.
It is, that is the best part about the cult of rugby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because the welcome, like the club, the club atmosphere.
Yeah, because you could be a pedo and they'll be like, "Oh, he plays rugby."
We can look past a couple things.
Yeah, we overlook a few things.
He could hit it through the sticks anywhere.
Yeah. You know he's a pedo. Shut up.
He's a registered sex
Have you
offender.
seen his fucking kid?
Have you seen his kick though?
Yeah. And he's a kid. Then I hope he doesn't.
You know?
Yeah.
Stop looking at the past. Just don't take your kids around him. That's all
Just keep him away from
Be
him.
responsible.
Yeah.
And he's not allowed in the showers.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, you know,
It's not a big deal. Just got some rules for him.
just like fucking make any excuse.
He loves the banter. What can I say?
We're gonna have to delete that.
No, we're not. Fuck it. It's the 81st episode. We're celebrating. Real rugby. Real professional rugby.
The Canadian men. The
Canadian men. You want to start on the yin of the yang of Canadian rugby?
Let's start on the bad so we can build this up to the good.
All right, I'm with you.
They got trampled by Japan.
They did get trampled by Japan.
Trampled.
They did get trampled.
They got fucking trampled. And I think that we were talking about before, and I told you, stop talking, save it for the podcast.
Oh, because I was getting excited. Yeah.
Well, Canada lost a bunch of players because they're going. Some of them are going to the clubs in France and overseas stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they have commitments overseas.
Yeah.
So Evan Olmstead, obviously, Tyler Ardron wasn't there. But I think it just shows the huge, like Japan, when you think of Japan playing against like Ireland or New Zealand or the Springboks, they're going to get fucking trampled. But it just shows the jump up from one level to another.
I think using Wales as your measuring stick is good here because we know Wales are as shit as they've ever been. They lose one and win one in Japan.
Yeah.
And does that make us think, oh, Japan are good or Wales are bad? And I think we can say now, Japan aren't. They're kind of like the worst tier 1 nation, aren't they? And I think I don't say that as critically. I say that to mean that they've got a higher ceiling than places like the USA and Canada do right now because they're set up.
I'm glad you said tier 1.
I don't understand how that fucking works.
Because Japan is definitely not a tier 2 nation.
I don't understand the way that's separated, but what I mean is they've got professional teams versus they don't.
Yes.
And the USA probably actually is the worst tier 1 nation if my random categorization of has a professional setup is applying here, you know?
Because what makes that's a good point. What makes a tier 2 nation? What makes a tier 1 nation?
Yeah, because I think it's officially categorized. There's official categorizations actually.
If you look at the USA, they got a pro league.
Yeah.
A relatively like it's going on almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Almost. They're almost a decade in.
Yeah.
So they have a professional team. They got the international team. They got a whole system. They got paid coaches. They do a draft.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty professional setup.
It is.
So USA not being as good as they should be. That I can like that's that it just shows how much. What am I trying to say here?
Professional is the word. But I'm going to use an example here, right? You could even say the US system is more professional than, for example, Wales or Italy, because Wales and Italy, they only pick from a certain geographical area of their country. They just have more resources and history. The USA is a broad spectrum of their land. They just don't have enough money. If they did, their setup would be overnight better in terms of its infrastructure than a lot of other countries who've have been doing this for 20 years, you know?
Yeah. Also, to take into account, too, the Canadian men and the American men, these are guys that were exposed to rugby in high school and in mostly universities.
Yeah.
Right? They played in their university teams.
Yeah.
They kind of fell into it by accident.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's an athlete in the United States, they're going into some other sport.
And
there's lots of money in other sports where a lot of direction. So these guys are kind of they're not the bottom of the barrel.
No.
They're the guys that kind of almost accidentally, like they accidentally ended up there.
They did. And a lot of these guys will say in interviews they were on the path to becoming an NFL player or something.
Yes.
And they just kind of fell off. And not that they wanted to make it sound like a second choice, because obviously they enjoy it, but you can tell if you'd have offered the professional NFL contract at 18, 19, they'd have bitten your hand off, wouldn't they? And again, it's not a criticism. It's to say that rugby isn't there in that country. But let's go back to Canada. And we're going to talk about why the women are so fucking good. But what a story I keep hearing, and a story I've repeated, is if you're a Canadian boy, you grew up playing hockey, football, like, you know, American style football,
baseball,
soccer, even soccer. Even soccer. It's popular, actually, isn't it?
Soccer is the most. I think soccer in Canada has the most registered players. It has more registered players than any other sport.
I wouldn't be surprised because it's easy, right?
And it's cheap.
It's cheap. It's easy and cheap.
Easy.
Yeah.
So every kid, it's very, 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 very common to talk to someone random who played on a soccer team when they were a kid.
That's right. And
they start young.
Yeah.
These kids start playing soccer.
Oh, well, you can do it when you're 4 or 5 if you want, right?
So there's kids that grew up playing soccer, and it's common.
It is common. It is fun.
And they're still shit at soccer.
Yeah. And I would say basketball, when I go to the gym, most of the kids are playing basketball, and that's not even mentioning casual. Like, I could play badminton. I see a lot of kids playing badminton, and UFC's getting more popular, and a lot of kids are doing jiu-jitsu and things. Point is, rugby isn't on anyone's radar here as a boy or a girl, unless you have a connection to a club or you get to high school and a coach says we're going to play rugby.
And
right?
that is up to really the fault for that is really Rugby Canada.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
totally agree.
Sharing. Yeah. They're not sharing and spreading the word of the game.
Yeah, they are awful.
Like
their PR team is awful.
It is. It's really bad. They kind of rely on.
They rely on the kind of, I'm putting this in air quotes, the expats. I hate that fucking word. You know, the Irish, the British, the Australians, the South, who move here. The people who know rugby before they're told about it, right? They rely on those people. You know?
Would talk to, if you could walk down the streets right now in our city, and we had a microphone, and we started asking people about rugby. Majority of people wouldn't know what it was. No. And it would take a while. It would take a while for us to find anyone that knew there was a rugby league going on in our city.
When I tell people there's 7 clubs here with clubhouses, multiple men and women's teams, they look at me like I'm mental. Like, what you on about? Like this, you know, this niche
Where
sport.
Is this?
Has 7
Are you guys underground?
Actual buildings with multiple fields. Yeah, seriously. It makes us sound like a cult because we are a cult. But that's by the by, innit? But, you know, anyway, so like to reiterate what I'm trying to say, men get into those sports and accidentally fall into rugby a lot of the time. Women in Canada, the pathway to rugby is better. It's not good, actually, but it is miles better than the pathway the men have. So I'm not surprised that the women are doing better at a certain level. But at a professional level, there is some, like, why is the discrepancy? Because if the men were bad and the women were good, but it was close, you'd be like, makes sense. But the gulf is massive, isn't it? The women are really fucking good. And the men are, I mean, we were hyping up last week saying we turn in a corner here, but we both said, but that's the ceiling. Like, beating the USA is as good as it gets.
It is as good as it gets.
And then the USA and then Japan battering them was kind of, it was sad actually, because I thought, they could have done, I wasn't expecting Canada to win, but I was expecting them to score multiple tries, you know?
This is where I wish Canada was more independent from American influence on their entertainment.
Yeah.
Because really, like, I wish Canada would have had a rugby culture built up here.
Yeah.
Like, rugby could have been our game here.
Could have been.
You know, the United States have the NFL.
Yeah.
It's always going to be big and flashy and expensive.
Say what we want. They invented that, though, to be fair to them, right?
And
like, that's homegrown, you know?
And they have, and if we would have, like, kind of kept our own game, like, if we would have, like, just like, oh, yeah, Canadians play rugby.
Yeah.
Right? We could have turned into something special.
Like Australia. Or New Zealand, right?
Yeah, we could have been something special where, like, the big boys either play hockey or they play, in the summer they play rugby.
Yeah.
Right? Not like they play hockey and then they play hockey and they play hockey.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Or they play football.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, too, for how popular football is, there's not a lot of fucking football teams for men. There's like 2 or 3.
No, that was a big
city.
surprise to me when I moved here, and the autumn rolls around, and I think, oh, people are getting excited about the CFL, the Canadian football. No, everyone here is talking about the NFL. They're gambling on it. They're talking about it. None of them have ever played that game.
No.
It's bizarre to be in a country where people are excited about a sport they've never played.
They
right?
also, every high school team has a football team.
Right, but right. I mean the American
every
style.
Every high school has a football
yeah,
team.
they do, you know. But they play the CFL style, right? The three downs rather than the 4 downs. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is a good thing for Japan, though. I think, like, that was a decent performance. It's hard to gauge against Canada, though, isn't it? To be honest, it is hard to gauge. And you wonder what a coach of Eddie Jones's caliber is sat there thinking. Yeah, like, good for me, I smashed Japan. Or maybe he's just... Because, yeah, he's had so much stick, and a lot of it is justified. But let's not forget, he's coached for every... Well, England, South Africa, Australia. He's coached 3 major world rugby powers, and he's coached one of them into a world. He's coached with South Africa to a final. He's coached England to a final.
Yep.
Like, this isn't a bad coach. At some point in his career, he was fucking excellent at coaching, and now to be where he is, where he's probably happy he's beat Canada, that's falling off a cliff, isn't it? So it's hard to say where Japan
he beat
are.
Wales.
Yeah, but this is as bad as we've ever been, right? I'm not sure if you mean that as a joke, because like I'm not going to get upset about that.
No, I think that was actually a pretty decent.
Yeah,
a decent scalp. I wouldn't say you're not cherry picking with Wales. They're still a good rugby team.
I disagree. I'm not trying to say this to be self-deprecating. We are fucking
definitely
awful.
Are saying this to be
No, I'm
self-deprecating.
not. With like 18 losses in a row. That's bad. You know, I wouldn't be happy if I'd beaten a Wales team. I think, okay, next one. You know. If I'm Japan, I don't know, maybe whatever. That's another story, isn't it? But
I think, I don't know. After watching, I've been paying attention to the Canadian men this summer, especially since the new coach has been around. They're playing better rugby.
Yeah,
they just don't have the guys.
No,
they just don't have the talent.
You said it right at the start when we started talking about this. This whole conversation could be as simple as, you didn't have Tyler Ardron, you were never going to win this game. He scored 4 tries against the USA. It was that simple.
So it's just, you gotta, they just don't have the guys. They don't have the guys in the setups.
No.
These guys are coming from, random teams.
Yeah.
They're still coming, Canada's still pulling guys from like universities. They're pulling guys straight out of like beer league teams in different cities. Like they don't have every single player's on a pro. Some guys are playing in really low leagues in different countries. Like, it's just
Peter Nelson's playing some random club in Ireland, isn't he? Yeah.
So it's just they're just not quite. They just don't have the personnel yet.
No.
I think the coaching is. I like the coaches.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. The jump up, like, even though it's Japan, the jump up is huge. So the PNC on the other hand is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Because since all the teams don't play each other. And they only play like 2 games in this. Like, I don't know why they call it a championship.
It's not, is it?
It's called the. I don't know, invitational. I don't know what it is.
And we were talking about this earlier. It's kind of embarrassing for Tonga, Samoa, Fiji. They're sat there waiting to join the rugby championship, really, aren't they?
And Japan.
Like,
these are teams that should be in the rugby championship.
They should have been in it years ago.
They shouldn't be in the fucking PNC.
No, especially Fiji, who've shown that they're a real force now, right?
If you have a team in Super Rugby, why don't you have a team in the Rugby Championship?
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It just really.
So the next time someone says Georgia should replace Wales in the Six Nations, I'm just gonna get out a megaphone and start yelling about why aren't Fiji in the Rugby Championship? There's room for them as well.
That is a bigger. Georgia going in the Six Nations versus Fiji and Japan and Samoa and Tonga not being in the rugby championship, that's a bigger issue.
I think so.
That's a more blatant issue.
Elitism.
Yes,
it is, isn't
it? That's Georgia. Yeah, I know, but
you can't talk about growing the game if Fiji, who are fucking bursting at the seams to grow, they're still in their kids' clothes and they've outgrown them. Let them in. Georgia is a different issue because they haven't really proven anything, have they? Still, they're good, but they're not gonna. They haven't beaten anyone significant.
No, every time they go to play Italy, they lose.
Yeah,
and that's you should be, if you're beating Italy all the time.
Yeah.
Then you're like, come on, guys, let us in.
And we've talked about this to death. The Six Nations isn't an open club, is it? This is a closed golfing $1 million a year fucking membership thing. So, whatever.
Well, we spent enough time on that. Let's talk about.
Yeah, we did.
Let's talk about the women.
All right.
The Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
Was doing some things.
It was better this weekend in terms of competitive results, I thought.
Yeah. England 92-3 Samoa.
Okay, well, don't start with that after I've just said that. Fuck's sake.
USA women and Australia.
I didn't watch this, and I'm sad I didn't, because you came in and started asking me about it. Tell me about this game.
Back and forth.
Yeah. Back
and forth. The maul.
Yeah.
The game of the mauls. I think there was 3 or 4 maul tries in here, both sides. I thought Australia looked better. The women, the USA, just kept
coming.
Kept coming in the game.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
sounds weird, but
they do have a professional league now. It's a small, just started league, but it is a professional league. We know the USA women are decent in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
And I do think Australia have had some ups and downs. When they lost to Wales in the warm-ups, I was a bit I was surprised, actually. So I thought, they're not quite there. So maybe this is USA trending up and Australia trending down a little bit and meeting in the middle, by the sounds of it.
I'm always shocked on how, you think Australia would be one of the top teams in the world.
Yeah. I
feel like Australia should be where Canada is in the rankings.
Particularly because Australia is, in sporting terms, pretty progressive.
Yes.
Like I was talking to you, even in Wales when I was a kid, women just didn't play sports. It's sad, but it's true,
Australia, when it comes to the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics, even the Winter Olympics, the women show up.
Yeah, Australia's just a sporty place, isn't it?
It is a sporty place.
It's just
a lot of
sporty
people
as fuck.
play sports, and I'm just surprised by. Yeah, I think USA, Australia, Canada, I could see them being successful teams because of the sporting culture we have for women here.
Yeah, totally.
It's pretty massive.
Yeah, it is. When I moved here, I thought that. Totally, yeah.
Yes, they have a lot of hurdles, and there's a lot of negative comments all the time by men about women's sports.
Yeah.
But to be fair, in North America, women's sporting culture is pretty big.
It is. It's succeeding despite all that bullshit, isn't it? Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunities too for women to make money to be fair, in the US.
Yeah, there is. There is. So maybe we shouldn't be surprised by the USA trending upwards in rugby as much.
Yeah, so seeing this tie was good for this tournament.
It was. Honestly, I want this to be a thing. I want to enjoy this competition as much as possible. But like I said, that first round was exclusively one-side results.
This is going to take a couple decades, I think, for you to see the tides change in certain nations.
Well, I think that's happening now. Here.
There's no way the Wales women in 5 years' time is going to get beaten by Canada 42-0.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
No, I don't want to say that to discredit Canada, but it's not possible, is it? You're right.
So you're going to see some scalps being taken. I think you already seen Ireland beat New Zealand.
Yeah. And to be fair, speaking of Ireland, the Ireland-Spain women game, that was a good game. Spain is the point I'm trying to make here. They are trending upwards big time. They are really taking their women's rugby seriously.
I think the biggest improvement out of all the women's teams over the last couple of years has been the South African women's team.
Do you know what just happened right now? As we speak, that final whistle blew.
That what
Italy, South Africa women.
Is that over with?
Oh, no, never mind. It's second half.
Second
we're into
half.
the second
First half. 12, 17,
70
12.
minutes. Sorry, I thought it was 80. It's 70 minutes right now.
Yeah. So,
but you were right, because they historically weren't. They were like the Canadian men and women. Like, they were two different they were polar opposites in terms of quality, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And South Africa women are finally getting good. They're finally getting good.
And I don't think it's going to take much for them. If you saw, because when they were starting, when I was starting to pay attention to like women's rugby and seeing like the South African women sucked.
They did.
But the
They
leaps,
sucked last year.
Yeah, the leaps they made just in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not going to take much for South African women to reach the top of the table here.
No.
I can see it happening in like their trajectory is going to be like a couple years, not like decades.
Yeah.
So you're like that's like the Brazil women. Like I don't know, I can't speak that. Spain could be a hotbed. The one team, though, when you're talking about the top teams, England, New Zealand,
France,
Canada, and Canada.
Yeah, I should have put Canada.
So these are the top
England,
four
really.
teams.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? These top four teams, which one doesn't belong there?
Canada.
Yeah. Canada does not belong in the top four.
No.
They don't belong. They don't. There's no reason for these women to be this good.
No. Why are they so good?
I don't know.
I'll tell you something, I think.
What do you think?
Because I was watching that. Well, I didn't watch all of it because it was depressing. But, Wales, Canada, Wales. I knew Wales were going to lose. Like, I knew it. Canada are that good rather than Wales being that bad. But Wales are just not good right now. And sometimes, and this is happening with the Wales men, you just don't have a good crop of players. And that is exactly what is happening with the Wales women right now. Jasmine Joyce, who used to be, honestly, one of the best women's rugby players, it just is kind of aging out. She never used to pass, but she'd score a try, so you thought, who fucking cares? And she's a winger. Mm-hmm. And now she doesn't pass and gets tackled or bundled into touch too often. And you think, that's age, right? Because we know she used to be able to do that. Lleki George, our 10, really good for a club, but something about playing for Wales, she's just not a good 10 for Wales, right? You can see I'm struggling to say that because I want her to be good. Watch her play for club and think, oh, she's pretty good. The step up to international level isn't translating. We just don't have a good enough standard of international women's team to play that. And I really like what's going on with Wales women. We have 2 professional teams. We have a really good coach in Sean Lynn. We have lots of those women playing in England in a professional league. You are right. In 10 years, once we recycle our troops a bit, I'm not worried about it. I'm really not worried about it. But to be as bad as we are now, we're playing below where we should be, and our ceiling is way higher. Canada, on the other hand, are playing way above where they should be, and their ceiling is only an inch or two. They may have hit, and this may be the ceiling. And again, this isn't to discredit them. They're doing awesome, but there's no reason why they're this good. It's just because they've got a lot of good players, I think. I had something to say and I completely just forgot about it. What was I going to say? Fuck, I totally forgot. Do you want me to mention their coach as well while you think?
I want to talk about their coach.
Yeah.
But like this is a team. This is what I was going to say.
You got it. Okay.
This is a team. This is a group of women whose like own union is actively working against them. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like,
was it Jamie Cudmore who's like criticizing him on Twitter, like publicly?
Yeah, that was years ago.
Who does that?
And that
who
was
criticizes their own country's team?
But this is a league that this is a group of players whose own union is so incompetent.
Yeah.
They had to fundraise to get to the fucking World Cup.
Yeah.
To get enough money to go to the World Cup.
This is Argentina men's vibes, isn't it?
So they have their own union basically working against them. They're incompetent. Let's just be Rugby Canada is full of incompetent fools.
Yeah, as a Welshman, I know what that's like.
So the odds are against their whole nation is almost against them.
Yeah.
There's just no coverage. There's nothing about these women anywhere in Canada. Yeah. The talent that Canada can produce women is insane.
That's what I'm talking
about.
And
I'm going in here and I'm like thinking like, what is the key? What's going on here? Because these players are good, but they shouldn't be this good. Yeah. They shouldn't. There's no excuse why these players, because the majority of them are coming from amateur clubs. They're walking onto professional teams.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
When you have a lock who can score and then convert her own try, though,
they even use her as a 10.
That's something fucking special, isn't it?
They use her as our playmaker, like Sophie de Goody.
Yeah.
But I watched Squidge Rugby had a video come out, and it said the most innovative team in rugby, and he was talking about the Canadian women.
Yeah.
And he started talking about their coach.
Yes.
I think Canada has an advantage that I don't think any other team has.
Okay.
And if he was coach, and I say this right now, if this his name is Rouet, Kevin Rouet is the coach. If he was coaching any other nation, top nation, they would be completely unbeatable. Like he would take them to a next level. He would take the England women, he would take the France women, he would take any team to the next level. Yeah. And I think like I really contribute. Like the women are talented and stuff like that, but his brain, his rugby ability but there was a line in the video that really stuck to me. So when this Kevin Rouet, born in France, played rugby, he was in the Stade Francais, like I think development team. Yeah, that's as far as he got. Yeah, he went to university. He decided to go to university in Quebec. Yeah, for engineering, and he had some spare time, so he volunteered to coach some women's team. Yeah. And he did it. He's like, I had spare time. I wanted to do it. Yeah. And he became obsessed with coaching. Yeah. He said he would spend more time at work thinking about rugby. Yeah. Than he did about work. He's got Felix Jones sort of feeling. You know, I feel like this guy's obsessed with rugby. If you hear him talk too, he makes if you listen to him in interviews and stuff, he'll make comments about the differences between the men's game and the women's game. Yeah. And the choices that he makes when he's coaching. Yeah. This is a coach that has been bred and designed, and I'm thinking, what's the other words I'm looking for? Nurtured and raised in the women's game. Yeah. Like his rugby brain is all directed and catering to the women's game. And as opposed to the men's game. Yeah. So he's coaching a completely different, like his mindset of rugby is like what works in rugby is not what works in rugby, what works in the women's game. Yeah. So another coach that will come out to one of these teams will come from obviously probably somewhere. I bet you all the head coaches in the Rugby World Cup right now almost exclusively came from the men's side. Yeah, they almost exclusively. So they're trying to apply the men's game, their knowledge from the men's game into the women's game. It's a different filter, isn't it? Yeah. When Roulet from Canada, his mindset's completely different. He's designing this team to play in the atmosphere that they have. This is a women's game. Yeah. Right? They don't do this in the women's game. They play like this in the women's game. Yeah. This doesn't work in the it's almost a huge advantage. Yeah, it is. I was going to say that because I'm going to read you some of his biography here from Wikipedia, okay? So Kevin Rouet, you're right, born in Colombes in France. He moved to Quebec in 2009 and he was 22, right? He studied mechanical engineering at somewhere in Bordeaux in France. Then he did a project management degree at the University of Quebec. Then he worked for a bridge construction company. That's his biography, right? Yeah. I haven't said the word rugby. No. In a paragraph, okay? Coaching career. This is 3 sentences. He coached the women's team at Laval University, Rugby Quebec, and Stade Bordelais. He first joined the Canadian women's fitness team, 15's team in 2009 as an assistant coach. And then in March 2022, he was named as the head coach. This guy is like an intern stumbled into Razzie Erasmus's job, right? That is like mental. He's very Jacques Nienaber. He is. He does, but he's just like, it's his analytical mind, isn't it? It's nothing to do with but it's his ability to be. He hasn't been basically tarnished by the men's game. That's what I wanted to say. He takes his influence. Yeah, he takes his coaching influence. It's all women's rugby. From women's rugby. Yeah, it's a different filter, isn't it? Yes, and I think that's what people are. Some people have tried to paint him as a pretender or an upstart in the rock. Like he stumbled into this. He went to the wrong job interview and came out with the job. He failed upwards or something like that. And people try to use this as a criticism of trying to say that the women's game isn't developed enough to have competent coaches in. But the opposite here is true. You are right. All he's ever done is experience women's rugby. He's the perfect guy to take a women's rugby team to success because all he's ever done is think about this game. He hasn't come from men's rugby
with its inherent elitism, its fucking blazers in boardrooms, and its quote-unquote rugby values nonsense, where there is, unfortunately, a history of misogyny and a lot of other negative things which aren't quite as bad as that, but they still bring that to this game, where they'll talk about, you know, the need for a certain type of physicality, and physicality is always important in rugby, but this guy's only ever seen rugby through the women's filter, and he's bringing that knowledge and freshness and analytical mind to it. I'm not surprised he's successful, is what I'm saying. You don't need to have a professional rugby playing career to be a coach, which is refreshing for someone like myself as a coach to hear, but also more broadly for a sport that is growing, to know that you can be successful as long as you just fucking work hard and care about it, rather than coming from 20 plus years of playing professional. You don't need that. Obviously, you don't need that.
Even when you listen to the players talk about him, it's the same thing. It's the same. Oh, he's super smart.
Yeah.
His intelligence, his rugby brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. From what I heard from the players, he has a pretty good atmosphere, like a pretty good rugby culture going on with that team.
Yeah.
So that's all I heard. I don't know if that's exactly how it is.
But why would they say if it's not true, right?
Yeah, and just to have, like, he's probably the only coach in the World Cup right now that is, it's just 100% women's rugby.
Yeah. And this guy's like Sean Lynn for Wales, who have coached women's rugby, but they were playing men's rugby before that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're applying what worked in the men's game,
and
trying to apply it to the women's game.
Yeah.
And it might work. It might work.
Yeah.
But what Kevin Ray is doing,
is clearly working.
Is clearly everything he's doing, every decision he makes is because of evidence and stuff he's seen in the women's game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think what we're saying is, why are Canada's women team so successful? I think a good crop of players. I think you're absolutely right. They've got a kind of a unique coach as well as a very good coach. And I will also wanted to say that the pathway to women's rugby in Canada, whilst it's not amazing, is clearer than the men's.
Well,
right?
they know that they know, like, from the women that we know were in mix in the setup. To be even looked at now, you have to be playing full-time rugby. Yeah,
we know that for a fact, don't we? Because we personally know people who've been told, you need to play in a professional team overseas, and that word is critical, before we'll consider you for Canadian women's rugby. Yeah. And you think, well, that's a bit harsh.
You have to be right special to be picked from a university or from like a club here, like a random, like, regional club.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you say that word overseas, you think, oh, that's a bit harsh. You got to force it. But then you think about it and goes, no, that makes perfect sense, because they need to know you are smart enough, brave enough, talented enough to go and thrive in another country. And then you come back this, like, chiseled warrior ready to play for your country, right? Like, because they know we're not going to develop you in beer league on a Saturday in Canada in the same way.
The 2 practices a week and a game every other weekend. Yeah. Like, that's not going to get you. You need to strive to be, like, bigger, but you need to take your game to a professional setup. Yeah.
And what they do here is what they should be doing in a lot of other countries. They use the universities really well. And that's what happens in the USA for their professional sports. Like, if you want to play in the NFL, you have to get a college scholarship. You have to get, and that's crazy because a lot of these guys aren't particularly academic, but they will get given a university scholarship to just play a sport. And that is not that it's the same, but it's similar in Canada. It's like, if you get into the university team, you get more exposure to better level coaches than you would in your rugby club. Which is almost the opposite of what happens everywhere else in the world.
And there's still, like, these girls don't have agents.
No.
Right? There's no money in there for agents. So they're still doing this basically by word of mouth.
They're Snapchatting coaches.
Yes.
Put me in, bud. Like, you know.
So these girls are still doing this all themselves. Yeah. I don't know the lengths that Rugby Canada goes for them. I know there is actually some things that Rugby Canada
do stuff. I know that they do stuff. Yeah.
But to... that's what Rugby Canada really needs to do. Yeah. If Rugby Canada can't produce a domestic league, they should be scouting these women and, like, basically acting as their agents and getting them into professional setups.
That's what Argentina do, right? Yeah. Go play in France. Go get them to pay you, and then we'll play you in our team, right? It's outsourcing the finances, isn't it? Yeah. It's outsourcing it to places that can pay them.
Because right now these girls are able to. They basically are able to Snapchat their way onto a team. Yeah. Right. self-exposure. Like they're working as their own agents and managers. They need to but that's not gonna last forever.
No.
Right.
No.
So it's such a, it's scary to see like such a good team, amazing athletes, amazing coaching setup, and knowing it's on the rocks. It's just on a teeter-totter of being a complete collapse.
It only takes is this Kevin Rue guy disappearing or Dagoudi retiring, and all of a sudden, not that you become a bad team overnight, but trust me when I say this, if you'd have told me when I was 12, 15, 18, Wales are currently having the best run they've ever had, and they're gonna have the worst run they've ever had. Enjoy these fucking Grand Slams. Enjoy them, savor them, enjoy this golden generation. I want to say that to you, Canadian women's rugby fans, right? Fucking enjoy this.
Yeah, they'll go
fucking enjoy this, because this is not going to last forever, right?
Wales are going to go 2 years without a win.
And it's like, as if. Shut
Idiot.
up.
Stupid future,
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah, what are you on about? Like, who's even smoking crack in the future? Like, no, it's true, you know? Like, enjoy it, because it's kind of like one of those life lessons, you know, appreciate what you have right now, but this is a golden moment for Canadian women's rugby.
The only thing that's worrying me about the World Cup right now is some of these games are kind of walkovers.
Yeah.
And which teams, because when you get to the quarterfinals and then the semifinals, which teams are going to be the most prepared to take the jump up in competition? Because when you're going from, when you're playing Brazil and then you're going to jump up into like an Ireland or an Australia or New Zealand or England, like how much are these games like preparing these teams? Like, because the team that's going to win is going to be the one that's going to be able to up their game.
Yeah.
Because these games are going to go from like 0 toughness to 100.
I can tell you the quarterfinal permutations right now, actually. So from Pool A, England and Australia. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. England 2 wins, Australia 1 win, 1 draw. The USA have got 0 wins and 1 draw, so that's done deal, right?
I think they're still in the mix. I think if you look at the pools, I think USA, because of that draw, they're still in the mix. I think if they scratch a win,
but it's sort of mathematically unlikely. But
yes,
yeah. Pool B is so Scotland are officially in the quarters, which of course means Canada are.
Yeah.
And then Pool C, again, Ireland and New Zealand both on 2 wins, so that's done, right? Pool D, I think this one's still open because France only have 1 win, but they've only played 1. Anyway, what I'm getting at is the quarters is kind of as expected, but if I'm sat in that last pool where I've got South Africa, France, Italy, and Brazil, if I'm France and I play Italy, Brazil, and South Africa, I agree South Africa got better, but France are clearly better than those other 3 teams historically, and then they go into a quarterfinal against New Zealand or Canada, that's a big step up. And it's actually frustrating for them, right? It's that much of a step up. And you see that in the men's World Cup as well. Like New Zealand playing a bad Argentina team in that semi-final in the last World Cup to then go into the final against South Africa, you think they're going in undercooked, right? I think that is true for most of these teams, with the exception of England, because I just think England are that good in this World Cup that they are just going to come out of the gates firing because they're just so motivated and good quality right now.
I want to say, I don't want to say that this is a done deal for England yet.
I am saying that.
I feel like this is their tournament to lose.
Yeah.
This is, but I still feel like there's going to be, I still feel like there's a, in the top 4 teams, there's a fucking, there's a performance in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So quarterfinal 1, C versus D, and then A versus B. So A and B are going to play each other, and C and D are going to play each other in the knockout stages. So that means that England, if it was going to go, England would play Scotland, Canada would play Australia in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then you'd have right now how it's looking. France, finished first. France will play Ireland. New Zealand will play South Africa or Italy,
Yeah.
depending. I don't know how that game is going now.
I literally just saw the final score.
And who won?
South Africa won.
South Africa beat them.
Yeah.
Whoo!
Yeah.
So South Africa. So yeah, good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them. So I don't know. I feel like someone might. There might be a France or Canada. Or
I would
New
feel
Zealand.
bad if England play Canada in the quarterfinals and then just annihilate
Well,
them.
they won't. They won't play them in quarterfinals. They'll play them in the semis.
Right.
So they will play. Canada will have to go through England to get to the final.
Yeah.
And New Zealand and France, Ireland, they'll have to go through France. New Zealand will have to go through Ireland, South Africa, and France to get to the final. Because I think in those two pools, Pool C and D, I would say New Zealand's the best team. But Ireland's pulled a win against New Zealand.
They have.
So
Yeah.
there are no fuck arounds anymore over there.
No, they're not. I think Ireland's only issue is they're just a little bit shallow in terms of depth, but they're a serious team now.
Yeah, they'll have to put everything in there to beat the New Zealand women.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But you can beat them.
Oh, they've shown it. Yeah. Well, Ireland and showing the world you can beat New Zealand. What a duo.
Yes.
I love
Come
that.
on, girls.
Yeah.
Come on, Ireland girls. Even though New Zealand women, Black Ferns, I got time for these women.
Me too.
Yeah.
And do you know what? They beat
Even
England
though
in
they-
the final last time, so happy days.
Even though they gave me COVID. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I shared a hotel when I went to watch that Five Nations thing with all the women's there.
Yeah.
The hotel I stayed in, the USA and New Zealand were sharing a hotel, and then one of them was talking about how everyone had COVID, and then I got COVID, and I was sick as shit for like a week.
Did you get bed bugs in France when you went to see the World Cup there as well? He's
No.
going around on disease tour, rugby disease
no
tours.
bed bugs yet.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
I
Then.
do not want that day to ever come, but
No.
yeah. Do you want to talk about rugby championship?
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the rugby championship?
Yes. What's the difference? What fucking shenanigans you up to here?
There was an article I was reading. I kept seeing about some Lions player, not British and Irish Lions, like South African Lions,
Right.
tested positive for performance enhancing drugs.
Okay.
And there was all this drama, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't really read the article too much.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not then.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, they caught a player, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, not again.
surprise, they all
Yeah.
take it, but whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Rugby championship next week goes back into action,
Yeah.
and we got some killer games. Argentina going to Australia, going to play in Queensland there
Yeah.
against the Australians.
I think he's as much as I talked up Australia being back and being an excellent team, which is still true. I just think the injuries they've got mean Argentina win that game.
Oh man, these are two really aggressive games. These are two really aggressive teams.
They are. Their line speed.
Like there's something
they're
about
just-
Australia being aggressive.
yeah.
They just have a new pep in their step.
Fitness, excitement. Yeah, they've got a buzz, haven't they?
Desperation.
Yeah.
Argentina have the exact same
They
things.
do have the same thing.
This is going to be a war zone. This is going to be a war. This game's going to be violent.
Yeah, and that's why I think Argentina win, because they've got a Pablo Matera. Meanwhile, Australia lost like 3 or 4 significant players. So
I got a Valentini.
They do have a Valentini.
But I feel like Valentini's kind of just taped together.
That is a lot of weight on one man's shoulders. Because
and he's been in and out of injuries.
Yeah.
I feel like he's playing hurt.
Australia have called up some really significant guys to win some games, like Tupou and Will Skelton. But it's a bit like Canada calling up Tyler Ardron. It's like, one last go, please. Same with Nick
Tupou
White, right?
is,
he was trying to retire a few weeks ago.
Tupou's kind of had a big.
He's had a bit of a renaissance.
Yeah, renaissance. Like he's had a comeback because he was just completely out of the question.
He was like Tuolangi. You only get 20 minutes of him a year, but yeah, he's actually strung some games together. Yeah.
Yeah, when the rugby championship was getting going and they were prepping for it, he wasn't even in the squad.
No, he wasn't.
Right, and to see him step
a lot
up,
of those guys weren't in the squad initially.
to see him step up like this.
Yeah. Are you calling Australia?
I think Australia going to beat them.
Okay.
I think Australia will beat them at home. They're gonna be one angry. They lost that game to South Africa.
Yeah.
And there was points in that game where they could have won.
Yeah.
They could have took 2 games out of South Africa. This team's good.
It is good. But losing Nick Wright though.
Yes. Fraser. No, what?
Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm mixing up the scrum half Nick White with oh my god, that's embarrassing. The bloody guy who was really good. You know what I'm talking about. Good guy.
He's the good guy.
Good guy.
Show us how much you know about.
I knew his name like it was written on my fucking mind.
McWright? Fraser McWright?
No.
He's not hurt.
No, he's not, because I'm not thinking about him.
You're talking about the 8 that got hurt in the first game.
I'm not. I'm talking about a back.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Tom Wright.
Tom Wright, thank you.
Yes, Tom
Nick
Wright.
White and Tom Wright. Okay.
Tom Wright is, yes, he's a smooth operator.
Yeah, Tom Wright. And he's injured and he's done. And Dylan Peach, because everyone was talking about Jorgensen, including
Andrew Callaway.
I mean, but he's kind of second fiddle to two excellent wingers.
Yes.
But having said that, Dylan Peach is injured, you know?
That's a big... Dylan Peach was a bring-in, too. He wasn't even... on the radar too. They had to
I didn't
bring
know
him
who
in.
a bunch of these guys were. Like, granted, I don't follow Australian rugby that closely.
Old Peachy there wasn't. He just kind of came out of nowhere.
He did, and he was
Can
great.
he play today? Because we don't have anyone else, and he came in and just rocked it out.
Half the team was that. Like, James O'Connor was just there playing excellent rugby. It's like, the fuck is going on? So
James O'Connor, the comeback kid.
Yeah, this isn't even his first comeback.
No,
do you know what I mean?
This is like he's been around so long now. He's like what 35, 36.
Yeah,
he used to be the kid.
Yeah. He was the Toulon poster child in the fucking 1930s or something crazy, you know.
They need to break some. They need to grab Quade Cooper from somewhere. Imagine having Connor O'Connor and then Quade Cooper coming off the bench.
I fucking love Quade Cooper. You say what you want. You know, in this house, no one slanders Quade Cooper. Fucking love me some Quade Cooper. But yeah, Australia just don't have the depth. But, you know, like we said last week, Joe Schmidt could be one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yes, I kind of feel
Never
like
write that fucker off.
Even with the crop that they have, their forward pack is pretty intact still. I feel like they can pull this off.
They can.
They're a physical team now.
I'm going one game each, and I'm going to go Argentina the first game.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I would say Australia, then maybe Argentina.
You're just going the opposite combo, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Now... The one that people in South Africa and New Zealand are talking about.
The Eden Park.
Does that have a roof, Eden Park?
No.
Oh. Which one has a roof? A glass roof. Where do the Crusaders play?
No, not the Crusaders.
Dunedin?
Dunedin has a roof.
Has a roof, does
it?
Very nice.
In the Forsyth Park or something, whatever it's called.
Right.
There is... this game... Oh, man. I don't even know. This is a big game. It's New Zealand, South Africa at Eden Park.
Weirdly, I think... Not weirdly, this isn't weird to say. I think New Zealand are going to win this one. Because whatever South Africa are trying to do, it's half-baked. It's still in the oven. Mm-hmm. And Rassie has to make a big decision now. Does he stick with his, what the fuck are we trying to do, imitate French rugby, throw it around a lot style, or... like he did against Australia in the second game, go back to form just to win. And then at the post-match interview, go, see you, Ganza, I had to do this for a win.
I think your half-baked comment is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
There's something about this box team that seems like they're kind of in a change of guard kind.
They've timed this wrong, haven't they?
I don't know if they timed it wrong, because their only goal is the World Cup.
Right. But
so
what I mean by that is...
I feel like right now, where they are as a team, it's kind of it's messy. They don't have it. They don't have the team. There's something. This isn't a fully fleshed out box team.
What I think Rassie would have liked to have happened is his experiment in game one against Australia worked, so that the players had the confidence to play it again. In the second test, he does a bit of South Africa smash plus a bit of sprinkling of new stuff, and he wins both games. What Rassie wasn't expecting was Australia to be as good as they were, and I think it rattled him a bit. And going into this New Zealand test now, he's forced to try a new style, which his players aren't entirely comfortable with. Having said that, you are right. Rassie is still in the driver's seat. He knows what he's doing. He's happy to lose a few games if it means winning another World Cup.
I would agree with you. I think New Zealand should win this game. These two teams are, in my eyes, are in two different spots. You got a team that's like the Boks are trying to figure out what's working, what's not working. They're trying to find that new crop of players to take the team forward. So he's like, there's a lot of lab testing. There's a lot of like pouring chemicals into tubes and bubbly things going on. Like there's so much experimenting going on in the box right now.
Yeah.
It's not, in my eyes, a fully fleshed out like team.
No.
They don't know who's who yet.
But more importantly, they don't quite have the confidence in the new system, do they?
On the flip side, New Zealand, the All Blacks are scrambling to figure out who is who.
Yeah.
Like they're in a desperate mode to prove that they're the All Blacks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure on them. I think there's a lot of scrambling. Like, holy fuck, we got to get our team together. We got to get. So they're kind of in a rush. They want to be like, they want to have that World Cup ready team right now. So they're kind of forcing it, and I think there's not a lot of like. It feels like they're in a rush to figure out who's who. They're scrambling to figure out the right game plan. Who should be playing where? Their spine or their team is kind of up in the air. They're still relying on Bowden to play 10. They don't know who their 10 is.
We've been talking about who's the New Zealand 10 for a long time, haven't we?
Since Carter left, basically.
Yeah.
And then Moanga was the guy.
I thought he was the guy.
And
he just didn't want to come home, did he?
He just fucked off to Japan.
Didn't want to come home.
So he'll be back for the World Cup. But
Probably.
they just don't know. They don't know who's who. So you got I think you have two teams that are they're going to be relying on pure talent than game plan and game management. Like this is going to be a game. Whoever wins this game is going to be the game that has the
edge,
the better players. I want to say that, but that sounds kind of dumb. But in a professional game, like systems and coaching, like can win games.
It can.
So it's going to be relied on individual choices from players on who's going to win.
So maybe selection wins one of these games then, eh?
Yes, selection's going to probably win these games. And right now I feel like, I just feel like these two teams are in the same spot, but they're trying different things. Like,
well, let's not forget, right?
Raz is experimenting, and Roberts is like rushing and in a panic to put this team together and make it a good team.
Yeah, I think there's more patience in South Africa right now than there is in New Zealand, isn't there? The New Zealand public are one loss away from a 2-hour breakdown special about why New Zealand used to sink into the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
South Africa are like, we should be winning these games, but we trust Razzie.
Because they went into a meltdown when they lost Argentina.
They did.
They went to a meltdown so hard that show, the breakdown,
yeah,
it was like 56 minutes long. They talked about the Women's World Cup for 4 minutes.
Did they even congratulate
They did, but they mostly were like in like, what went wrong?
Yeah.
How do I save my marriage?
Yeah.
Like, why did she break up with me? It was kind of like that for an hour. And
it was like a post-natural disaster. There's just been an earthquake.
Yeah. So they're in so the pressure is on Robert.
It is.
Scott Robertson.
Because he, in New Zealand, Scott Robertson, his resume was unreal. Like he was the chosen one. And it felt like they ousted Ian Foster to give him a job almost. So there's pressure on him.
Yeah.
There's obviously pressure on New Zealand because their standards are high, as they should be, just to be a good rugby team.
Well, they've lost. They haven't won a World Cup in like...
It's too long for them. Twice.
In 2 World Cup cycles, right? So
it's not good enough.
They're not like... They've been in and out of the number one spot in the world.
Yeah.
They're just not that 2011, 2015 team anymore.
Yeah.
They're trying to grasp that era again.
They want the aura back, don't they?
Who
stole
aura
that aura?
back.
Did you steal that aura? Someone stole. I think Ireland stole that aura.
Yeah,
and
they want that aura back.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like confused on how to get it back, and they're blaming.
Yeah.
Everyone's blaming everyone. It's a kind of a messy situation when you look at it. Like New Zealand's in a messy situation because they just everyone's pointing the fingers at everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, we need this. It's because of this. It's because of that. So it's a scramble, right?
Yeah.
And through all that, they're still like right now they're ranked number 1 in the world.
Yeah. Oh, they're still
like
New Zealand.
all this fucking panic, all this shit, and they're still like they're ranked number 1 in the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not good enough for them though.
No, they don't want to be number 1 in the world. They want to
they want to bust through the ceiling of those rankings and be the infinite number 1 team forever. But the interesting thing for me about these next games is, don't remember the last time this happened. Maybe it's happened many times, but everyone's beaten everyone once, right? So go into the next round here, and I think there's a good chance that could happen again, i.e. Argentina win 1, Australia win 1, South Africa win one, New Zealand win one. So we may go into the final round of a rugby championship where genuinely anyone could win. And if that happens, and if Argentina or Australia win, I might be a bit more sold on the rugby championship, because for the longest time I just couldn't get into it because it was too predictable, as well as some other limiting factors like the time zone. Actually, the time zone was a big one. But if this is a genuinely competitive competition this year, I'm sold.
So far it has been.
So far it has been. And unexpectedly, because no one expected Australia to be doing much. We know Argentina have about one good game in a year. They've pulled out two, right? Like this year already. So not just in the Rugby Championship, I mean, but more broadly. Like this could be... Argentina could genuinely win this.
They could. They
right?
could. They could take it.
So I'm excited.
If they take a scalp from Australia, and then if they take a scalp from the Springboks, they're right in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know they can do that. So
maybe everyone gets a draw, and it's just like a big draw, and everyone wins.
That would be awful. That would be fucking awful. So that's what I think. But I'm still on the outside looking in with the Rugby Championship. I like it, but I'm not.
I love it. I've always liked it.
You have. But, for a Six Nations traditionalist guy like me,
Yeah.
I
have no problem. But this year I have been watching games not live.
You're mental.
Which has been frustrating.
For you, that must hurt.
So I got to stay off of my phone, not look online on anything because it gets spoiled.
Well, when Rugby 360 and Mike Tyndall take over, maybe they'll just play all the rugby games in a single strip of land from north to south on the planet. So it's just one time zone forever, and then never have to worry again,
Where's the place we could play where it's just happy for everyone?
We're going to make Rugby Island.
Rugby Island.
Millionaires are going to put a bunch of land in the ocean, make Rugby Island. It's going to be like a evil millionaire's base.
Yeah, we found this island. It's called Epstein Island. It was cheap.
Full of pedos and it has a volcano.
So we bought it. It was like cheap as shit, and there's like submarines underneath and shit. And it's cool.
Yeah.
So the fans can go on these cool submarine rides.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just cheap. That's what Rugby 360 is going to be playing. Everyone's invited.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great idea.
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
Okay, so I think do we have a Sad Wales corner?
Sad Wales corner, we kind of glossed over. It's how the women's team should be a lot better than they are. In Welsh rugby news, the sad news is nothing's happened, because if you're going to make a bombshell statement like we're going to cut two teams,
and then
for
silence.
fuck's sake, keep me posted.
But the cutting the two teams, that's a couple years away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think
so. I feel like it's
okay. So the sad news for me this week is we're getting ready for the URC to start back up again, and Dragons made a lot of exciting signings. Cardiff have a bit more of a kind of svelte but exciting squad. Scarlets are going to kick on and have made some important signings, and all of a sudden it's like, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? These teams know they're going to get axed.
Like doomed.
Overnight, it's like, oh, well, we're not going to win anything now. Like, imagine being a rugby player and you don't know if you're going to have a job in a couple of years.
Maybe they're all desperate. Maybe it's all ploy to make these teams more desperate.
When has that ever fucking worked?
Perform?
When, especially in Wales.
Do you guys want to get cut?
Yeah, when has that ever... They'll threaten to strike again, right? Like, this is such... And I feel the sad news is as well, Steve Tandy, like, he was, despite everything, the right coach to be hired in place of Warren Gatland. He had all the right materials, and now he was already facing a serious challenge because we do not have a good crop of players now at international level. And now a lot of them aren't motivated to play for their fucking club. Or their country prop. It's like, why would you care?
I feel like this is something that if they were going to do it,
they
shouldn't have announced it like a couple years in advance.
They
should have been like, yeah, we're doing it this year, surprise, and then just like make it happen.
It was too little too late though. They had to do something because this has been several years of, hey, can you sign this agreement, PRB? Can you sign this agreement, Regions?
It's like
and no one did anything.
If they would have done it, they should have done it this year. They should have made the changes now.
I don't think you can do that, though. You have to give notice.
So or they should have kept their mouth shut and then surprised everyone. But whatever. Yeah. All right. So I feel like we talked about
anyway,
everything.
That's the sad news. Go Canada, though.
Go Canada.
Canadian women. I'm a Canadian citizen. I'm going to ride that train for a little while till it comes to its station.
All right, friends. And share the podcast. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you.
And have a good one.